Demonstrator, and today I'm making a card that looks like a bird box. So I'm going to be using Free as a Bird, and I'm also using the hardwood stamp here. If you like this, you need to get it before the new catalogue comes out, which will be the 4th of June. So before that, if you want it, you need to order it because it's retiring. Although there is a new wood stamp coming in, and it's going to be slightly different than that, a bit more modern perhaps. I'm also using, I've got thick Whisper White. Now this has been cut, so this is 10 inches by 5. I've scored it at 5 inches. I'm working in inches today because I've actually got a 6 by 6 inch envelopes that I'm going to be putting this in. I've also got some little strips of soft suede here, and these are all cut at 3/4 of an inch by 5.5 inches, and we need 3 of those. And I'm going to start with these actually. We're going to be doing a little bit of stamping. So I'm going to be using my hardwood, and I'm going to keep it in my box, and I'm inking it up with crumb cake. And then I'm going to lay my strips onto my ink, onto my stamp, and then just push those down, just with a bit of scrap paper, and then take those up. I'm going to put these to one side to dry, and I'm bringing in my card base. So we're going to be doing a little bit of measuring here. So I want to measure 1 7/8 inches down from the top of the card. I'm just going to put a little mark there. So I have a straight line going across there. I'll just come in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm then going to measure, so this is 5 inches across, so at 2.5, I'm just putting a little mark there. So we want to cut from the top, from the middle to the side. And I'm just going to put a little pencil line there, and the same on the other side. So if you have a guillotine, I would recommend that you use it because this is quite thick paper. If you don't have a guillotine, a blade would be a good idea, because you could just keep running your blade over and over until you get it how you want it. So I'm just lining my pencil lines up. And cutting it down. Also, I have cut out a piece of Whisper White cardstock. Now this is 5 by 6, and as you can see, I've already started to decorate it because I didn't want you to have to watch me colour it in. So we've got one of our strips here, and this is going to go at the bottom of the card, and then I have stamped this stamp across here. So make sure you give enough room to put this at the bottom, and then put that in there. I've coloured that all in. I've used Balmy Blue and Daffodil Delight and Old Olive. And we're going to stick this to the front of our card. So I've actually stamped this onto another piece of Whisper White. So the base is thick, and this is the normal Whisper White. And the reason I've done that is because sometimes it can bleed through. So if you stamped on the front of your base, it might bleed through when you colour in, and I didn't want that to happen. So that is why I've done it like this. And then I'm just going to put this in my trimmer, and I'm going to cut these 2 pieces off. Okay, and this is what we were left with. I did actually go in with my snips and my scissors and just tidied that up a little bit there. And now we're going to do a little bit of die cutting. So these are the layering circles, and I've made a little nest, and I just stuck these together with a post-it note, and using soft suede I've just die cut a little circle, and so this is going to be where the birds go in and out of their nest. And so with the smallest die that we've used, I think this is the second smallest in the layering circles, I am going to cut a hole here. So we only want to cut on the front of the card, and I want to make sure it is pretty much in the centre. So we know that it's going to be 2.5 inches for the centre. So I'm going to have my hole about here. I've laid this up the top because this is going to go on the top of our card. So you need to make sure that your circle is going to be below that. And I'm just going to put a bit of post-it note on there. I am now going to run this through my Big Shot, and I'm going to run it through a few times, about 4 times, to make sure it cuts through 2 pieces of cardstock there. So I want this to go on the bottom. I'm going to put some glue along the bottom here, and I want this to be flush with the bottom of my card, with just a little bit coming out over the edge. Now, if you worry about what the card looks like on the inside, so if you're worried that you're going to have a little bit of brown or a bit of soft suede on that side, you could cover the back with white, but that does not worry me. So there we go, that is the bottom of the card. Now we want to do the top, and to do this we're going to put our top edge on our top edge here, and then the bottom corner, I want that pointing at the side of my card. So it is going to look like that. So it's going to be flush at the top there, and that bit is going to be there. And we're going to just keep our finger on that. We're going to do the same with the other side. So flush to the top, but our point is going to be there. So just make sure you've got that exactly right. Once you're happy, you want to pick that up without it moving, and get your scissors and cut straight through the middle like that. And then the pieces we got left will fit at the top there, and we can glue those down. So it's starting to look like a bird box. Now I'm going to put this piece around the edge here. Any stickiness, just get your embossing buddy over the top of that. It takes all your stickiness away. So at this point, if you wanted to put a sentiment on, you could. You could have, you could put something down here. I'm just going to bring in a card that I made before. So this is, obviously, it's exactly the same, but on this occasion I just used some designer series paper, and I've put a little thank you down the bottom there. It opens up and you've got the little bird, and that is what we're going to do now. We're going to put our bird in the middle there. So using designer series paper, I fussy cut this little bird. This is the paper. It's gorgeous. It's such beautiful paper for the Free as a Bird suite, and it's got these lovely dots on the back as well, which I know I won't be using because I'm going to be using the birds. And I have just fussy cut one of these out, and they're all lots of different ones, and I'm not really a fussy cutting lover, but they're so pretty and it works so well. So we're actually going to glue our little bird in here. So you need to decide where you want it. Position your little bird, and when you're happy, just get a pencil and gently draw around so you've got a guide to where you want your bird to be, and then I'm just going to put some glue on the back there. So I'm gluing that down, and then I'm just going to bring my rubber in, and I'm going to rub my pencil marks out. So this is already a pretty card, and it looks great when you open it as well. I'm just going to make it a little bit nicer by adding some more pieces. So I have stamped the flower and the leaf. I've coloured them in using the same colours and fussy cut them out, and I'm going to attach them to my card here. And if you want to go even further, I have also stamped and coloured in my little birds, and I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of those as well. So that has added a little bit of dimension there, so it's just stepped that card up a bit. And here, and obviously you could not do that and it would be a lot simpler, or you could use the designer series paper, that would be even quicker. Still looks great. They both look really effective, and they both fit into a 6x6 envelope. While I was making this, I decided this would make a great beach hut, so I'm going to make another video, a part 2 video, making this card as a beach hut. And thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. Bye.